Good morning, everybody. So who likes to travel by show of hands? And who likes to eat? Perfect. So you all will love Troodie, and I'm excited to explain a little bit more about Troodie app to you this morning. So at present, between seeing new places on social media, hearing about new restaurants from friends, or seeing a place on TV, we're constantly being bombarded with new restaurants that we wanted to try or places that we wanted to go. And whether it's finances or location, if it's in a different city, for example, we're not always able to go right when we see it. So our goal at Troodie is to make sure that Trudies are able to easily keep up with restaurants that they want to go at a future visit. So at present, you can bookmark, a post on social media. You can bookmark something on Twitter, text something to yourself. Some people have Excel lists or lists in their notes app, but not all of these solutions are particularly ideal. So now you can save, discover, and share your recommendations in a way that you haven't before. So you can save restaurants that you want to go to and add them to your personal profile so that you can then share them with friends. And your friends can come to your profile, see restaurants that you like to go to or that you want to go to. You can tag those restaurants by neighborhood, by vibe, by meal, like if it's brunch or dinner, so that you can easily recall that information. You can socialize by creating shared boards with your friends. So if you're going on a trip and you want to save all the restaurants that you want to go, kind of keep up with them over time, you can put that in your shared board. You can customize it with our user-friendly design to customize your experience within the app. And then if you're a restaurant owner, you can know that you can reach new clientele and be sure that once somebody is in your city, they get an alert through Troodie. So who are Trudies? So initially, we're targeting people who like to travel, eat, and use social media in the Southeast US, so around here, between the ages of 25 and 50, and we believe that there's an immediately accessible about 20 million users that fit this description. And so we've talked to these Trudies, and they have shared with us that they do, in fact, like recommendations that they get from their friends, more so than things that they see on Yelp or on Google that are from strangers, and that they would like for these recommendations from their friends to be all in one platform. And at present, 90% of them use word of mouth, saving posts on social media, or creating their own personal list that they've shared is not really an ideal solution. So with their feedback in mind, we built Troodie to combine the features of our competitors that they currently use, as well as new features that they shared that they would like. And so far, the response has been great. In just a few months, we've had thousands of impressions on social media, hundreds of followers, over 160 initial early users on the app. We've had restaurant collaborations, we've had in-person marketing events, and we've grown our follower network to nearly 1 million from food content creators who currently support Troodie. And we have a select few relationships here that are in the Charlotte area, from South End and Charlotte City Partners to two of the most prominent food content creators in the Charlotte area. And highlighting Ashley, she's been marketing Troodie for free to her audience because she likes the idea of all of her recommendations being in one place for her audience and the ability to monetize those recommendations. Which takes us to how we will make money with Troodie. So at present, content creators typically generate revenue in 4 ways. Via sponsored posts, merch, subscriptions, or affiliate links, except food content creators. So food content creators, at present, there's no way for them to participate in the increased sales generated by their content. And so that's where we come in. Our main revenue stream will be the Troodie affiliate program, where creators who drive sales for restaurants will be able to take a commission from that, and then we'll take a percentage of the payment. And through these conversations that we've had with food content creators and restaurant owners, we've also identified 3 other revenue streams: Troodie Plus, which will give access to exclusive content and data analytics; Troodie Pass, which will allow users to use credits at participating restaurants; and ad revenue, which will allow for premium placement for restaurants within the app. So at present, we are at phase 1. We've been building community, engaging with our early users, collecting feedback, and we've been preparing for our App Store launch. And in the long term, over the next 5 years, our goal is to become the go-to platform that enables creators to monetize their restaurant recommendations, and we'd like to facilitate $10 million of restaurant sales through our app within 5 years. So who's going to do this? My name is Taylor. I'm the founder of Troodie, and this is my Troodie team of teammates and advisors who are helping to bring Troodie app to life. And we've had a variety of experiences from owning restaurants, multi-continent marketing campaigns, and building several revenue-generating apps. So how you can help. You can help through capital or community. $20,000 will get us through our phase 1, which will get us through the App Store and building out some of the initial revenue streams. Phase 2 and 3 could be facilitated through a $100,000 investment. And then community, you can create an account on Troodie. It's live on the web. And then you can follow Troodie app on social media or introduce us to more engineers. So thank you for your time, and I can't wait to see what recommendations you add on Troodie app.
Taylor, that was an awesome pitch. And the deck looks great. It had an awesome flow. I think getting a great, I know getting a great pitch deck is really difficult to do. Talk about ugly babies, there are some ugly pitch decks. But that was not one of them. I love the flow, how you introduced the concept, the business opportunity, monetization, the phases into the ask. So that was great. And you also created a personal connection right off the bat. So if you're pitching, to a VC and you're asking for real money, tying that into what they experience in day-to-day travel and dining was awesome. And then play on foodie with Troodie's is also pretty unique. So I have experienced all of these pain points. I have a million bookmarks. It's sloppy. My email folders have a travel file with subfolders with where I want to go. And then if I see an influencer post a restaurant, I'm trying to save that and put it in a future file. So I definitely personally experience, where the value in this would be. How do you anticipate addressing some of the publicly available sites like maybe Facebook, where there's message groups and so forth that could be a natural competitor to this? And what else are you seeing in this space that you may need to compete with, aside from the ones that you noted, noted Yelp and otherwise?
Sure. Yeah. So I think with a lot of the existing solutions out there, there are pros and cons to them. And I think actually Troodie can work in tandem with those. So Facebook groups, through our collaborative boards that I mentioned, if a group of people want to work together and kind of compile their restaurant recommendations and the places they want to go, you can do that and really build a community within the app. So even if you're sourcing that information from a Facebook group or from Yelp or from Google, you can bring those into the app, and then you can add links to wherever you found the restaurant to your profile as well. So if it's a restaurant that you saved in Uptown Charlotte and you found it through a Facebook group and somebody said something really cool about it, you can link that to your profile so that once you are in Uptown and you find that restaurant again, you can go back into your profile and say, oh, right, that's why I saved this, because of this Facebook message. So there are ways to integrate those, and we don't want to get in the way of discovery at all. The idea is that if you discover something, you can just have one place to kind of put it on your profile and then share it with other people as well.
In terms of the social aspect, if you've ever planned a trip and you want to talk about places you want to hit, I love this idea of having a collab inside your friend network. And I saw the mention where you were equating, with the content creation to Like It to Know It app, which drives that click through. So from content creators, this is so up and coming, and it's on point. My concern would be that your primary revenue driver is incumbent upon the sales model of the check-in piece. And so for those that may not take that extra step, but maybe casually, refer to the app and where they're going to go and travel, is there a way around that? Can you protect the revenue of the application and still get that click-through and that recognition from the restaurant without it being incumbent upon maybe the diner to say, I'm here, who may want that anonymity of, I scroll through the app, we're going to go here, but I don't necessarily give the attribution step. So that would be maybe one risk that I'm sure you're thinking about how to mitigate, but that's the first thing that came to mind when I'm thinking about putting money in and how do we get this back. And you have some alternate channels, but if you want to speak to that, feel free. Otherwise, I'll pass the mic.
Sure, yeah, that's definitely something that, we've been thinking about. If somebody does visit a restaurant in person, making sure that they check in. I think one of the first ways that we'll try this out is actually through like online ordering, because that's a link that will go directly to an order and wouldn't take the extra step of once somebody gets to the bar and is having fun, like are they going to remember to check in with how much they spent to come back. So I think online ordering, even companies like Goldbelly, for example, would be in the competitive landscape. It's not something I called out here, but that's a great way for if a content creator posts something that's in, I don't know, Vegas or something, and you want to try the food, you can place an order and the affiliate link would work that way through online ordering. And then I think in-person restaurant ordering and that check-in aspect could be a second piece of that, but that is something that we'll have to think about.
And restaurants may be willing to pay for those impressions, right? Yes. And so if there can be some sort of attribution there, but it's not incumbent upon that check-in, that can mitigate that risk. But awesome job.
Thank you.
Y'all, I learned ahead of this pitch that this was Taylor's first time pitching this concept. Can we just give her another round of applause? I totally agree. I thought the pitch went great. I thought your deck looked great. I really latched onto the concept of especially like friend trip planning ahead of time. I really liked that concept, and to the extent that you have aspirations for it to extend beyond food, I think like trip planning with friends is a complicated thing to be working through. I'm doing it with like just my family for Christmas time and trying to figure out exactly how we're going to coordinate things together. I would say, I don't know if there's anyone else in the room. I have like stopped believing in a lot of review sites recently, like Amazon reviews. Like I can't tell if they were just bought to like, get the good reviews or not. But what I like about this concept is that I can see what my friends are recommending versus, something that may or may not have been bought in this review space. So I would really double down on that. I like it. In terms of feedback, I would say you've got an awesome team, and you yourself have a ton of experience. And I might say this for all three of the pitches. Feel free to build yourself up more as you're on that team space. I think it saw Cornell MBA and everything like that. You've got investment banker, ton of experience. You're bringing a lot to the table. So I would build yourself up even more. We got a couple of minutes left. I just want to see if anyone in the audience had a question for Taylor.
Yeah. I've got a comment, which is that one of you asked a question about the competition with Facebook, but there's a lot of people that are not on Facebook, a reasonable amount, and some of us are opting out of Facebook, which I did a few years ago. So I think yes, that is competition, but that might be one of the answers you give in the future, is that not everybody's on Facebook or wants to be on Facebook, but they want this kind of service or capability.
I love it. Just to repeat the comment back there.
There was a mention earlier about, is potentially Facebook a competitor? And just a comment from an audience member around, well, maybe not everyone wants to be on Facebook. He himself opted out recently.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I saw on your team, there's a good amount of HBCUs and stuff like that. And I was wondering, have you thought about marketing at the big Greek picnics like AGP and North Carolina Greek Picnic, which is hosted here in Charlotte, for kind of putting on cities and hey, everybody's going to be out here at this time. Here's some restaurants to kind of go to.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
We've started doing some in-person marketing events. We did one here in Charlotte, the Market at 7th Street. They're a partner of ours. We did a wine tasting event there. We did Charlotte Mimosa Festival. That was super fun. We had a tent there. And then in DC at the Urban Grape, we did a wine tasting there. So totally, and homecoming season just ended. I think those are definitely great ways to get HBCUs involved and do some more marketing because, yeah, several of us did go to HBCUs, so I think that's a great idea. Thank you.
One recommendation, I used to travel 90% of the time throughout the U.S., and I had peers doing the same in domestic and international. But from a corporate standpoint, if you're able to adjust it to say, hey, how can I send people to places that are recommended for us to eat within our budget range and are friendly and give reminders from a corporate standpoint, I think it would be a nice attribute.
Absolutely, thank you.
Yeah, I was an investment banker, and one of the things that we had to do as associates or junior bankers was plan business lunches and business dinners, and we had like a running like Teams message of like the places that we would tend to book. So absolutely agree that corporate travel is definitely an avenue that would work.
Give it up for Troodie.
Thank you.